What's up, everybody? I'm bringing you the book summary of The Culture Code by Daniel Coyle, The Secrets of Highly Successful Groups. In this video, we will talk about the key concepts, takeaways, and some of the stories from the book. I hope you like it, and please like, share, and subscribe to support my channel. Over several months, a competition was held in the University of California, Tokyo, and Stanford to build the tallest tower using uncooked spaghetti, tape, string, and a marshmallow. Various teams participated, including lawyers, CEOs, business school students, and even kindergartners. Business school students thought strategically. They came up with logical approaches, honed the most promising idea, divided the tasks, and started to build. Kindergartners, on the other hand, barely talked. They just grabbed the material and started to build. So here are the results. Business school students averaged less than 10 inches, lawyers 15 inches, CEOs 22 inches, and kindergartners 26 inches. Let's take a look at what happened here. Business school students seem to be collaborating on surface. In reality, they subconsciously engage in something the psychologists call status management. Much of their time was spent on managing the dynamics within the group. Who is in charge? Can I criticize an idea? Where do I fit in this group? Their first effort often collapsed, and they quickly ran out of time. Kindergartners were agile. They worked as a team without worrying about their status in the group. They experimented with various approaches and found a solution. The key takeaway here is that individual skills don't matter. Team skills do. Highly successful groups have three key skills: build safety, share vulnerability, establish purpose. 40 groups participated in an exercise to create a marketing plan for a startup. Unknown to others in the group, one of the participants, Nick, was playing a part in the experiment. His task was to sabotage the group performance. Over the course of the discussion, group picked up on his vibe and, without realizing, started to emulate his behavior by being quiet, disinterested, or low energy. Performance in almost all groups came down by up to 30 to 40%. One group, however, was an outlier. It performed despite the tactics Nick used. This was primarily due to one person alone. He didn't seem to be doing much, but at a closer look, he was deflating negativity with body language, a laugh, or a smile. He didn't assume a leadership role or give a motivating speech, rather engaged others by asking simple questions and listening intently. Nick, almost against his will, started being helpful himself. Let's take a look at what happened here. Characteristics of the outlier group, such as seeking inputs from members, listening to their ideas, demonstrating openness, and laughter, can be classified as belonging cues. They are behaviors that create safe connection in groups. Nick can be thought of as a bad apple, sending anti-belonging cues to the group. The good apple in our experiment restored performance by sending belonging cues. Outlier groups succeeded because their members felt safer. Safety is the presence of mutual trust, a sense of belonging, and being authentically connected to the group. Successful teams are closely connected. Members feel safe to speak their mind, they are listened to, and they feel their opinions matter. We require lots and lots of signaling. That's why safety is easy to destroy and hard to build. Google's ad engine struggled to match appropriate ads with search results. Larry Page took a printout of these results and pinned it to a board in the kitchen. His verdict: these ads suck. Jeff Dean, an engineer from another team, saw the problem. He worked day and night to come with a solution, didn't ask for permission, wasn't assigned this project, and he found a solution which unlocked the problem. Their accuracy scores improved immediately. Ad revenue became Google's largest source of income. Google's competitor, Overture, was a Silicon Valley giant. They were bureaucratic, and decision-making involved approvals, multiple meetings, and involvement of committees. Google succeeded because their employees felt safer. They felt a sense of belonging and connection to the company. They interacted like kindergartners from Spaghetti Tower Challenge. Among many reasons for this culture was open debates on solving problems. Free for all to participate. No one was above the fray, not even the founders. Power of belonging. An Australian group examined more than 700 patients after a suicide attempt. After their release from the hospital, half received a series of postcards. Here is an excerpt from one of them. "Hi, it's been a short time since you were here. We hope things are going well for you. If you'd like to drop us a note, we would be happy to hear. Over the next 2 years, with this one simple step of sending postcards, this group was readmitted at half the rate of the control group. A small signal can have a huge effect, but you can't give a cue once. It's about sending clear and constant cues, letting them know you are needed. I am listening. Pixar can be thought of as a machine that produces hit films back to back. Each of their movies has made over $500 million on average, won a total of 15 Academy Awards, and generated beloved cultural touchstones such as Toy Story, Finding Nemo, Finding Dory, and Up. So, how do they do it? Brain trust. It's Pixar's method of improving films. Studio veterans analyze the latest version of the film in breathtaking detail. Their job is to highlight the problems with the movie by giving candor feedback, which is small and targeted. Brutal honesty or non targeted feedback can make the teams become defensive. They are also not allowed to give suggestions to avoid a passive order taking role. Directors and their teams retain full creative control. They have the power to choose how they want to improve the film based on the feedback. Now it's up to you. This is a phrase you often hear in brain trust meetings. All our movies suck at first. Brain trust is where we figure out why, also where they start to get better. Such meetings don't happen by accident. Pixar has built vulnerability by design. It's tough in brain trust meetings. Teams are told their characters have no heart, story is confusing, or jokes are falling flat. Why do these awkward moments, which are full of hard questions, good for team building? Because highly successful teams are not happy places. They are full of honest feedback where the team struggles together to find solutions. We have a tendency to hide weaknesses and appear competent. For vulnerability to work, it has to be two ways. Team members will feel safe to admit a mistake if their leaders occasionally do so as well. Leaders can invite feedback with simple phrases like, "Of course, I could be wrong here. What am I missing? What do you think?" US Army developed After Action Review, which is a meeting to discuss and replay key decisions from a mission. These meetings have a flat landscape without rank, where it is safe to talk and ask questions. We have an authority bias, as we tend to follow what the superiors say. So, creating a flat hierarchy in these meetings is paramount for an open discussion. These meetings usually include team members as well as the senior leaders who analyze problems and face uncomfortable questions head on. Where did we fail? What did we do? How will we do it differently next time? AARs can be painful and emotional, but they figure out what really happened. Their goal is not to assign credit or blame, but to build a shared mental model that can be applied for future missions. How to make AARs run successfully? Listen, make the other person feel safe to talk and supported. Ask a lot of questions. Make suggestions to open up alternatives. And the end result will be a highly cohesive and trusting environment. In 1965, a Harvard psychologist administered a test to school students in order to predict students who would excel academically. After a few weeks, teachers were provided the names of students who possessed unusual potential for growth, as per the results. Students, however, were not informed of the same. Next year, these students indeed succeeded to a remarkable degree academically and otherwise. Teachers also described them as curious, happier, and likely to experience success as adults. They enjoyed teaching more in that year. The Harvard test was a complete baloney. High potentials were randomly selected. So let's take a look at what happened here. The real subject of the test was the relationship between the teachers and the students. The experiment results reoriented teachers, giving them an implicit purpose, which created behaviors that guided the students. Teachers were more attentive, they listened carefully, and provided more feedback. These small changes over the year created a virtuous spiral benefiting both the students and the teachers. Disney produced a series of unprofitable films after the success in the 90s. CEO Bob Iger bought Pixar and put Catmull in charge. Catmull let the company know in his first address that they were not going to turn Disney into Pixar, but rather build a studio on the talents and passions of Disney's employees. Instead of getting new people on board, he brought best practices from Pixar to Disney. Creative powers were given from executives to the directors. Executives were meant to support them. Disney's senior management witnessed Pixar's brain trust, which, in Disney's version, became story trust. Films after the acquisition performed better, but the real results started to show after 2010 with hits such as Tangled, Frozen, Big Hero 6, and Zootopia. Disney's transformation happened without employee turnover. We put new systems, new ways of interacting, and now they are a different group. Creativity was unleashed by something so mundane as changing the systems and ways of interacting. By providing support and building ownership, with the help of same employees, they were able to achieve different results. These same employees were making bad films earlier, and now they are making the biggest box office hits. Please help me reach 1000 subscribers. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you liked it. Please like, share, and subscribe to support my channel.